This month, these steps at the MCG are going to be stomped all over for a very good reason. Tristan, how come?
Looking forward to the Stadium Stomp, Candy. It's not far away, and a lot of people are going to be sweating it up, running up and down 7,300 stairs or something.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I know there's you can do a half one as well, which is a few less stairs if that scares you, but 7,300, do you think that that's the average person can do that?
Well, they say it's going to take between 40 and 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I believe it would take an easy 50-something minutes to do that, maybe over an hour. And then for me, I'm a pretty fit guy, but running upstairs isn't really my thing. So, it's totally different to running marathons.
Very good, though, for building some good buttocks. Is that correct?
Yes. You will have sore butts at the end of this.
Which then means they'll turn into really nice, tight ones.
That's correct.
Yeah, awesome. You, of course, would know all about fitness. 52 marathons in 52 weeks?
52 marathons, 52 weeks. Yeah, it was poetic when I came up with it, 52 marathons, 52 weeks, and then in 42 countries and all 7 continents in 2010. So it's a few years ago, but it was a lot of fun, and it's been a bit of a fairy tale for me.
How did you prepare for that?
Well, I did lots of actual cycling and swimming and not too much running, because I figured if I burn myself out running, I'm not going to be much good for that year. But, I did my best to eat well, and I looked really ripped when I started, and by the end of the year, I was actually just really thin.
What did you eat before, and what did you eat during your marathons too?
Well, I tried to, I had a nutritionist help me out with a fantastic program, which all went to hell within about 3 weeks because it meant that I couldn't find most of the food that she recommended while I was travelling. But at the same time, I found some really, really great ways to get by, and ate lots of chicken and steak and whatnot after every race to get my protein up. And then by the end of the week, I was just eating rice and pasta, and then run the race and then just do the same thing again.
At the end of the 52 weeks, what was that first thing you did? What was the first naughty thing that you did?
I didn't run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was as naughty as it got. I just had some time out. I actually got sick for about a week afterwards because I was totally smashed. It was hard going for a whole year. I tried to go out with the boys and go drinking and party up, but honestly, I just kind of didn't have it in me. It took me a few months to recover. Within 3 months, I was actually running 250 Ks across the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, I just kind of stayed running.
What was your, when you were running, what was in your head the whole time? Did you have music, or were you thinking, or what was in there?
I made a deliberate choice to not use music in these races because I was in the biggest city and most random races around the world. So biggest city marathons being the New York, London, Berlin, Tokyo, all those races. I wanted to engage with people, so I kept running up.
While you were running?
Yeah, running up next to people in these races and just asking them questions about how they were and where they're from and all that kind of stuff. And it's funny because even though you couldn't always converse in English, you could get a sense of where they were at and how they were feeling, and it was just a really beautiful thing to be able to do while I was running along.
Now, I know you obviously did it seriously, but did you take each race seriously?
No, I mean, not at all. And I just wanted to be a better marathon runner by the end of the year, and I was certainly a lot quicker than when I started. But I also did some crazy races. There's a race called the Medoc Marathon just near Bordeaux, and it's a dress-up race. So I dressed up as a Super Mario brother, and then the end of the race, Luigi. So, yeah. And then by the end of it, we went through all these chateaus, and they had wine stations instead of water stations. So by the end of it, everyone was just tanked.
Well, that sounds pretty brilliant.
It's pretty fun. You're not there to win. You're just there to have a good time.
So then, how would you recommend someone prepared for the Stadium Stomp? What could they do as a little preparation?
Wow, look, I mean, finding sets of stairs near you is actually a little bit harder than you think around Melbourne. But there are
hills,
some different,
but not necessarily steps.
Correct. So you can find some different areas to try it out. But I think just kind of thinking about your general fitness and the things that you could do to get out for a bit of a walk and a bit of a run in your local area. Certainly, if you can get to your gym and get on some of those stair climber things.
Oh, they're so embarrassing to
Yeah,
use.
they are a little bit, but you get a feel for what you're going to be up against. And really, I think it's not so much about what you're doing for yourself to prepare, but getting your mates involved. Because I think doing this stuff with your mates makes it fun. It's why they call them fun runs and fun events like this. They're really great community events. Everyone says, no, I don't want to, but secretly they do. And then when they're out there doing it, they're having heaps of fun.
Then you feel awesome afterwards, but you stuck all the way through.
Yeah, and then you have a burger and stuff afterwards because you deserve it. It's great.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, because on that note, we want to find out, Tristan, what your top 5 on the list are. Where's your favourite bar in Melbourne?
My favourite favourite bar is probably the Middle Park Hotel. Yeah, it was a bit of a local for me for a while.
Got refurbished a little while ago, didn't it?
Yeah, and I just kind of like hanging out. It's pretty low key and you get to watch some sport and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. What about that favourite burger?
Andrew's Burgers, which is just up the road from
Albert
the Middle
Park?
Park Hotel. Yeah, it's a favourite for me. And I'm a bit of a sucker for the old fish and chip burger and that sort of stuff, so I kind of like that stuff. Yeah.
Where would we find you on a Sunday morning?
Probably running. It's probably not surprising, but I like to get a run in and spend some time with my family. I've got a little son, so try to
Where
get
do you
around
go for a
him.
run? Where's a good spot?
Well, I'm Bayside, so I run up and down the bay all the time, and around the tan, and around the city sometimes. So.
All in the same day.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
It's great. We're so lucky. Melbourne's so set up for it.
And what about your secret Melbourne?
Secret Melbourne. I guess I'm a cafe culture guy, and I know all my favourite coffee haunts.
Yep.
I'll go a long way out of my way to have a special coffee. So there's a group over around Brighton area, the Super Random, Tom Wilson, all those kind of little cafes that I really love. They're really cool, they're small, and they make amazing coffee.
Yum. And where do you take a babe on a date?
Well, as I've got a son to my beautiful wife, she's my beautiful babe, and if we can get a night off and go out to dinner around Elwood or something like that, to me that's it's nice to be able to just sit down and talk. And if our date happens to go over a couple of days somewhere down the beach, that's even better.
That sounds like
just
a
to
great
get
date.
away, we just get away somewhere.
Oh, awesome, Tristan. Well, we will see you stomping up and down these stairs, these exact ones, for Stadium Stomp, along with some other fantastic people, including Melbourne Football Club and a couple of other celebrities from Melbourne. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks, Candy. Look forward to it.
Thanks.